Before we start in with the cupping, we want to place some oil in the skin. I like to use rosehip seed oil. It's light yet nourishing. It's full of vitamins and antioxidants that are known to correct dark spots, hydrate, reduce fine lines, and support scar healing. It also smells fantastic, which really adds to the experience, and it's chock full of vitamin C. To place the cups, you're going to want to place them on the skin and then suction them and then slowly pull at the rate at which the tissue allows you to move. You don't want to force anything too much. That can lead to discomfort for the client. And you also don't want to pull too hard. You want to find that nice medium ground, which you're going to get with some practice. Here, I like to go at each level of the pec. So I'm going lower to start and I'm pulling up towards the axillary space. And then I'll move a little bit higher and move towards the axillary space again. And then I'll go in towards just underneath the clavicle. It usually moves a little bit better in that area, and then move in towards the axillary space. And you want to perform this 3 times. The reason why we start on the pecs and the chest is because we want to help with forward posture. If someone's shoulders are rounded forward, which a lot of people are, it's going to cause some congestion along the lines of the lymphatic vessels. So we're pulling this tissue down and back. We're also increasing more surface space for the lymphatic vessels to drain because we want the face that's been congested to decongest, and we want a very overall effect for it. So we're relaxing the pec muscles here, down and back, which will in turn allow the neck muscles to relax a little bit more, which will in turn allow the facial muscles to relax a little bit more. So once again, do this 3 times at 3 different levels of the pecs. We're going to start lower, middle, and then upper towards the clavicle. And we're going up and towards the axillary space for relaxation of these muscles. Now we're going to work on the neck. So here we're going to open up everything around the anterior, the middle, and the posterior neck. So you're going to go 3 times at each level, and this can be quite sensitive. So if you find that the client is finding that this is sensitive, then you could also just use your hands here with some light motions towards the supraclavicular nodes. As you guys can see here, I'm going anterior, middle, and posterior. This is also going to be really great for stimulating your thyroid gland. Your skin and your thyroid are intimately connected. When your thyroid is not functioning properly, the skin struggles to do what it's supposed to do, which is protect your body. Your skin and your scalp are covered in thyroid hormone receptors that receive information about how much moisture should be in your skin, the amount you should sweat, and also the speed and thickness of your hair growth. So stimulating this thyroid gland is really important for stimulating the skin's health. Once again, do 3 motions anterior, 3 in the middle, and then 3 posterior. From the neck, we move on to the jaw, and this feels fantastic for anyone who has TMJ issues. Absolutely lovely. So here we're going from the midline to the ear, and then we're going to drain down from the ear to the supraclavicular nodes. And once again, we're going to follow our protocol, doing this 3 times. Now here you're moving in the motion of a 7 because that's the way the lymphatic nodes and vessels are positioned. And once again, you're going towards the ear. You're going at a nice, consistent, slow speed, and you're draining from the midline to the ear down towards the anterior neck. If you fall off, that's fine. The contours of the face can be a little bit hard for the cups sometimes. So then you can just resuction and move down. Starting in on the face, we're going to go just below the lips, and then we're always going to be lifting up. This is a very beautiful, natural facelift treatment. So what we're doing with the cups is we're always moving in that upward lifting motion, lifting the muscles. Here, once again, we're following that same protocol. We're going towards the ears, and we're moving up at all the different levels and going about 3 times at each level. Now, as you do this treatment, you're going to look a little bit silly. It's a bit of a Joker vibe, especially when you're pulling on the lips. So if you feel like you're a little bit self-conscious when you do this treatment on yourself, maybe don't look in the mirror, or maybe you want to and have a bit of a humbling experience. So here we're going just beside the nose. This is really beautiful for anyone who has sinus issues, sinusitis, and we're draining towards the ear. We're going just above that zygomaticus major muscle. This can be something that really sags as you get older. So by lifting it up, it's a really beautiful, natural facelift. And once again, you can start and go 1, 2, 3, or you can do 3 at each level as you move. So here I'm preferring to go 1, 2, 3, and then move back down to the lips, and then go 1, 2, 3, and move up all those different levels. That's just a personal preference, whatever you prefer. It's up to you. And once again, here I'm carving around the zygomatic arch, and I'm lifting and moving up. Sometimes people will get a little bit red around the cheeks as you do this treatment, which can actually be really kind of a beautiful effect, but some people might not want it, so just be conscious of that and let them know before the treatment. Starting in on the forehead, I like to start at the third eye, otherwise known as the procerus muscle, and I like to do some circles from one side to the other, and this is just my curious nature, but I want to find out if there's any more lines of tension on one side of the face or the other. After I've determined that, I will slowly drag up towards the top of the head. Then I'll take 2 cups and I'll lift up very slowly and quite lightly, and you're slowly creating that stretch, and you're lifting the brows, you're lifting the forehead. This feels fantastic for anyone who has tension headaches. And you want to make sure that you go at every level of the forehead once again to make sure you're getting a nice overall treatment. So here I'm on either side of the temples, and you're doing that nice brow lift, really slowly lifting up towards the top of the forehead. Then I will go in the middle, and this is a great stretch for that frontalis muscle, which oftentimes can get trigger points. It can get really congested in that area, especially if you've had sinus issues. And it feels really great to just drain down towards the ear from the middle of the forehead. So now I'm moving in a sideways motion as opposed to upwards towards the top of the scalp. And I'm moving at all 3 levels, the lower third, the middle third, and then the upper third. And once you're done working upwards and downwards, you can go in the crow's feet and just move down towards the ear, draining everything down there. Then you can move up, across, and then once again drain down in towards the ear. And you want to make sure that you just do this a couple times to encourage all of that drainage towards the ear, towards the auricular space, and then eventually we're going to drain down towards the supraclavicular space and eventually the axillary space as well.